Isang napakagandang hapon sa inyong lahat and welcome to the Nationals Mobile Legends Season 2, the first franchise-based esports league in the country, and we will be your casters for this first match. My name is Saya and with me is Leo.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? At sabi nga ni Saya, mainit ang labanan ngayon. First match lang ang aming i-cover. Ang kasunod dito, bagong mga casters na naman. So again, enjoy our time together. I'm excited to see what HFE and LPE have. But first, I think, Saya, we need to take a look back at what happened in the days prior.
Of course, this is going to be the match results that happened previously on the Nationals, with STIE Olympians getting that 2 points against Brent Pro with 1. And of course, the next one onto that match would be Signal Ultra Warriors getting none, and Smart Omega still pretty dominating in our standings.
Dito talaga na-enjoy ko talaga yung run ng STIE Olympians. Again, I said this the last time I was on broadcast for the Nationals. I'll say it again. Ito na yung pinakamalakas na nakita natin ever, ang STI. So, mataas nilang winabagay ang bandera nila. And again, in the very steady hands of Captain Deb and the rest of STI Olympians, natalo nila ang Bren Pro, ang ating season 1 collective champion, no? So nung back-to-back SMO dapat yon, pero nung season finale Bren Pro nanalo. On the other hand, SMO still very consistent, sweeping Signal Ultra Warriors, which puts the Warriors right now at just 6 points, becoming the second lowest scoring team, and of course only the second most consistent bird in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The Eagles at 10, so sila ang pinakamalakas ng mga ibon ngayon sa Nationals, but that just puts them at the very cusp of top 4.
Yes, and of course, they're still left hanging here on the top 4 spot, so they would want to get a lot of points as much as possible with the remaining days that we have. At gaya nga ng nabanggit mo na still, Smart Omega being the leader or the Titans here into our standings. Meanwhile, dito sa ating game, we still see that Happy Feet Emperors was able to get 1 point, but unfortunately, they still mathematically speaking, as mentioned kanina, they still have the chance to win, pero kinakailangan nilang ipanalo ang lahat ng matches nila.
Yep. Literally, if they win all of their matches, ladies and gentlemen, simula sa araw na ito hanggang sa pagtatapos ng group stage ng the Nationals, pwede silang makakamit ng 16 points. But again, sobrang hirap nun, ladies and gentlemen, sobrang hirap nun.
Yes, and of course for the schedule for today's matches is going to be Happy Feet Emperors versus LP Eagles. And of course the second one too, it is going to be Bren Pro versus Smart Omega.
Itong unang matchup na to, isa na namang pagsubok para sa Happy Feet Emperors. They last faced off, Eagles ang nanalo 2-0, and this was maybe, a month ago almost, November 19. And this was, I believe, pre-Coach Kenji. Si Coach Kenji, may bagong coach ang Happy Feet Emperors, and very recently lang nilang na-announce. So yan, I guess they have better guidance this time, Saya.
Of course, and speaking of Happy Feet Emperors, let's introduce our quick rosters for them dito ang makakalaban na ng LP Eagles para mamaya. And nabanggit mo nga na since they have a new coach up on their hands, they will be fortified here in terms of their strategy. So we have Show, Kyle, Shiji, Rain, JPZ, Reggie, and Aljon. So again, the usual rosters that you see, but with a new foundation. So let's see kung siya ba ang magiging pacemaker, changemaker ng grupong ito.
Yep, and again, siya nga ba ang kailangan para makapag 15-point run sila? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a miracle run. The underdog story we've all been looking for in the Nationals. And I don't know, it's like that movie, Coach Carter, di ba? Parang pumasok na yung coach, pinagalitan na kayong lahat, binasag na kayong lahat, and then slowly rebuild your resolve, rebuild your foundations, and we'll see. I don't think they need to win every single one naman. Feeling ko basta realistically speaking, Saya, maybe 14, 15 points. It's gonna be an interesting run. And again, they have to count on the fact na baka matalo rin ang mga kalaban nila, yung mga sumasabit sa 4th place. So yeah, that's the story Happy Feet Emperors has going into this other half of the group stage.
Alright, pero looking at their opposing team para sa ating match na ito, we have LP Eagles, and this time around, Leo, we are going to see the child prodigy from Tekken, AK, to play in this matchup.
Oh wow, ladies and gentlemen, matagal na namin pinag-uusapan to. Simula pa lang nung pagpasok ng announcements ng rosters, sinong AK to? Wala naman kaming kilalang AK na ML Pro. But again, I do believe through the eyes of Coach Panda, nakita niya, may believe siya sa batang to, who I believe will be playing core, joined in by Yako in this current matchup. Si Aspect, si Jake the Dog, si Arvs, si Ryota, si Bimo, kasama nila dyan. But I do believe in this matchup, Saya, it's going to be Aspect and Arvs sitting out. So ang dati nilang core at Mage, papalitan ngayon ni AK and of course, El Capitan Yako. So they're gonna be playing the respective roles. So I'm definitely excited.
So, actually, indeed, but these are gonna be some changes for both of our birds for this first match, and I'm pretty excited to see how this pans out. Because usually we see AK as really getting into the limelight now. I think Tekken scene, but now he is going to enter the ML scene right now, and for him to participate in this really means that he also have the shots for the nationals, and of course it's going to be the head-to-head between Happy Feet Emperors versus LP Eagles once more. So LPE, they have played more games in comparison with HFE, but also the average win time that they have is pretty fast, only onto mid to late kanilang target dito.
Yep, and then if you're gonna see the Emperors, kaya ladies and gentlemen, 41 and 40 yan. Kasi ang isang panalo nila, again, I think on record, the longest game in the Nationals for this season was against Signal Ultra. Yan lang ang naipanalo nila, kaya 41-40. Hoping that Coach Kenji and the gang can change that today, starting today, pababain nila yan ng konti, and go for the throat. That aside, looking at the rest of the stats, it looks quite even. These teams know what they're doing. But looking at the player comparison now, the head-to-head, it's Chi-Chi versus Aspect. Not sure if we're gonna be seeing Aspect today. If somewhere between the series magpalit, ilabas nila si AK, ibalik si Aspect. But yeah, both players very good. Ling, very great at what they do. It's just, I guess, the strategy that involves using them or utilizing their skills. Because looking at their kill participation, medyo mas lethal si Chi-Chi at 72%. Higher KDA on Aspect though. I do believe that's because Chi-Chi is kind of caught off guard sometimes. And farming-wise, medyo lamang naman dito ng bahagya si Chi-Chi. And they play a good spread of heroes. And sometimes Chi-Chi is capable of playing Kagura as well. Walang mage si Aspect.
Oh, and basically Aspect here is focused more on being the core for his team. Pero ngayon nga, like you mentioned, baka hindi natin makita si Aspect ngayon. So, this is going to be a whole new strategy for LPE right now, and I'm just basically excited how things are gonna pan out. So here, like na-mention mo sa pre-show natin kanina, Leo, that you were able to see how AK plays. Personally, kasi I wasn't able to that much, but seeing that the Coach Panda was able to see the potential in him, it means that he is something. So would you give us a bit of a highlight to how AK really plays?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think ang nakita dito ni Coach Panda is yung discipline at yung sabihin natin mechanical skill ng isang AK, ng isang bata na simula pa lang ng kanyang esports career ay nailagay sa tamang landas. So again, under the tutelage of Coach Panda, he himself being a gold medalist in the SEA Games, naitaan niya ng potential. And again, just because you're good at one sport doesn't exclusively make you good just at that sport. There's some skills you can take from Tekken, bring it over to ML. So I'm not surprised that he's highlighted now as a core player. Of course, I did say, hinipe ko yung Hellcurt niya, pero who's to say na hindi siya marunong mag-Lancelot, mag-Ling, mag-Roger, mag-YSS? Because I think these are the heroes that you need to learn to play. These are the heroes that you need to know how to use in this current metagame. And who knows, baka maglabas siya ng bagong assassin, right? Who knows? Maybe may linuluto si Coach Panda na sila lang ang gumagawa dito. And if I'm guessing, I don't know if I'm correct, there are certain heroes na jungle only na pwedeng lumabas sa current metagame. So, who's that? Maybe one of them is already Hellcurt. Then the next might be, if the draft allows, Saber. Full jungle Saber. Pwedeng gamitin niya ni AK dito kung pagpapalain ng draft. But we'll see. Again, it's all very different if you watch him on stream or if you see him outside of the nationals, because this is a different league, Saya. This is a different stage.
Yes, and siguro naman you'll agree with me when I say that players of MLBB, or actually in any game, are very different when they are playing on stream and when are they very focused sila into the game. So a lot of mysteries can be unfolded here sa ating match na to, since this is the beauty of having your sixth man or your other sub. It's the mystery. It's the way that this man plays and how this player is going to really help or really contribute in whatever team play that they are going to. So right now, na tayo magpatupik-tupik value, we are going to head into the drafting phase between LPE Eagles versus
Your
Happy
team is
Members. But of course, this tournament is under the supervision and regulation of the games and the board.
Eagles on the blue side, so they have a first pick here. Emperors though, let's see how they make the most of their first double pick. I do believe red side is still very much favored in this current metagame. So ang trabaho ng blue side dito ay pasakitin ang ulo ng Emperors. Make those first two choices something that they might regret kasi sila rin pagbalik may 2, no? So first bans here going to be the Jawhead. Tanggalan ninyo yung tangke. Emperors, they're gonna take away Ryota's Khalid. I'm guessing Coach Panda here, his idea would be to just get rid of the good things. Get rid of just, I don't know, fundamentally strong heroes. Kasi feeling ko lamang sila sa draft, lamang sila sa hero pool. Lalo na't Yako's coming in.
True, and I think Benedetta, one of the triple Bs of our the heroes that we have also Barats and Brody, that can be taken away then sa Banning versus natin dito. But looks like Happy Feet Empress is going to deny that bounce pick against LPE Eagles right now, which is good since you would really want to fortify your offlanes here, and Thomas can really do just that.
I think Emperors, they're going off of the side lane choke. I'm guessing open up nila dito yung Esmeralda, open up nila yung Alice para if ever umikot sa kanila, makakuha sila ng dalawang ganon. As well, Uranus is still a pretty dangerous menace in this current metagame despite all the nerfs that Moonton has rained upon him the past couple of months. So, maganda ring pick up yun. Lalo at wala na ngayon si Khalid at si Tams. That's gonna be the Farsa for the Eagles, essentially choking out what Japes can do. Alam natin na si Japes, especially nung unang pagkakilala nila or pagpapakilala nila dito sa the Nationals, napakalupit ng Selena niya. So there you go, that's something that's still out there. Selena, Roger, if you want to go for the early game. And I think Emperors would be great doing that. They have to be aggressive. Now that Natalia taken out here, I believe it's just coverage. Kasi feeling ko yung Natalia, that's not something you want to draft in the first half anyways. You're just protecting yourself. And there you go. Nakalusot yung isang B. The Brody picked up by Eagles, and the Emperors, they would be best to get the Barats just right now. Do it.
Yeah, I agree. And I also like how Benedetta is banned out against Rain here, who was one of the first players to use it into our league. So maganda to. But take note that there are a lot of options for Happy Feet Emperors to choose from. Dahil nga, nakuha si Brody dito, as we mentioned, there are a lot of players na pwede nilang gamitin dito against LPE. But they are going to secure their major, which is going to be the Lunox and the Link as well para kay Shinshin. So, which nakita natin during the highlight kanina that he is pretty good in using this lane.
I do believe the Emperors, that might have been a misstep. I do believe that might have been a misstep kasi hindi rin nag-iisip ang Eagles ng core. Hindi nila muna iisip yung core kasi tapos na eh. They have the Brody. They should have gone for the side laners. I don't think it's a smart idea to bump into your opponent to fight them on their battlefield, especially if your team like the Emperors. Feeling ko dapat kapag may nanghamon sa'yo ng away and you're not in full form and you're not sure what you're facing, just turn the other way. Just live another day to fight. I don't know. The Eagles, ang ganda ng pick-up nila dito. I really like this Hilda. I like the Esmeralda. The Emperors, obviously, they are on metagame here. So, yeah, naintindihan nila na it's the double mage or multi-core metagame. Kaya side lane Lunox, mid Valier. Now going into the second phase, I think choking out Rose is a little more evident.
Yes, Happy Feet Empress has to ban heroes in a way that LPE can play it at a reactive state. Pero dito sa ating first 3 picks ng Happy Feet Empress, sure they will be having that burst damage coming in from both mages here. I just worry because with the Hilda and Esmeralda pick coming in sa ating Eagles dito, we already know that Hilda is very threatening in terms of the early game aggression, especially meron siyang passive dito with going into the brush and regaining some of the health. So invades are possible, especially then Brody dito can help in stacking up with his Abyss Mark and potentially goes for some gangsters and potential kills. The Valier dito, I like it since it kind of counters Esmeralda here. The question lang is, they need also these certain types of heroes for Happy Feet Emperors to be more tanky or a bit more crunchy, especially kasi ang concern ko dito is yung survivability nila in terms of team fights.
Did you just translate crunchy from Makunat?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I totally agree. I get it. No, yeah, Lunox does shred a less than ready Esmeralda and Hilda. Tapos yung Valir nga talaga is great, especially against an Esmeralda that's coming at you. You know, push him back with the torrents. But now looking at the bans, I'm not sure if these two teams are on the same wavelength this time. So talagang magkaiba sila. Nagkakagulo ngayon ang banning phase because there's not a single target eh. Parang hindi mo, like the Eagles, they're taking out a tank in Sylvana and one side laner in Exborg. Emperors, that's one core and one side laner, Lancelot Barats. Now, what do the Emperors have to do? Kulang pa sila ng tank and one more side laner. Who's left in the pool? There's Baksha still out there. Ooh, Baksha. Now that I mention it, medyo maganda pa. Open pa ang choices dito ng Emperors. They can go Baksha and then they have a side laner of their choice. I don't know. Cho, they can still Cho, I guess. Go into the Eagles. Last pick.
Oh, I mean, I agree if they can go for the Cho here for the side of Emperors because that could be also one of the initiators para sa kanila whenever they try to go for the entry. And para naman sa Eagles dito, we are gonna work the Lapu-Lapu who this hero is been escalating our charts here in terms of how this hero is utilized by our team. So I'm liking this kasi this is going to really fortify the overall lineup ng Eagles natin dito. Kasi napakakunat eh. You have the Hilda, you have the Esmeralda, and aided with the Lapu-Lapu plus the Harris here. This is all too exciting para sa akin with the lineup that they have.
I like it.
I like it too.
The Eagles are drafting amazing here. This is going to be a support Harith, and again, not a stranger to the way Yako plays. Ladies and gentlemen, sulat ninyo ya. Yako Mania is about to begin. And again, side lane, Lapu-Lapu, that's alright. Makes sense. Kaya malakas ang Lapu-Lapu ngayon is because people don't know how to play against him yet. People don't understand kung nasan yung power spikes niya, kung ano yung mga call ng mga skills niya, and where the damage is about to burst out. Emperors, side lane Baksha and then main tank Atlas? I don't think so. There's 10 seconds here for them to make their full decision. Say, I don't like it if this is gonna be Atlas. Hindi ko siya feel.
I agree kasi this is going to really lack in the long run. Kasi sige, you will be having the Atlas here with the Fatal Links. Pero if ever the Lunox is, you know, the first target ng ating Eagles, kunyari nawala na siya sa board, the follow-up damage coming in for me is a bit lackluster for the side of Emperors here. Pero they might have something up on their sleeves naman kasi it could work. Let's say sabihin natin the Atlas was able to have that setup followed by them really getting that control or that control coming in against Eagles. Pero I just really worry with the, again, as mentioned, the follow-up damage that they can give. I'm not really fond of having the Atlas as their main tank, but you know, who knows, they might prove me wrong.
I think I would have preferred, now this might sound a little out there, I would have preferred the Uranus. And I would have preferred maybe even the Terizla. That's crazy, right? Pero yun yung kailangan nila eh. They need a certain amount of damage. Feeling ko if the Ling and the Lunox don't pop off, medyo mahihirapan ang Happy with Emperors. They're gonna start walking to a wall. They're gonna start just going into engagements, team fights, tapos kulang, mabibitin. Yan ang nakikinita ko dito, especially against a lineup with so much coverage. Ang ganda ng coverage dito ng Happy Feet Emperors. They're great at dueling. They can engage at their call. And I do think their lineup, especially with the Harit, the Brody, and the Hilda, sasakit ang ulo ng Ling. They have to. They have to start starving him from the purple ASAP. And yung Baksha dito, I don't know, again, the Baksha and the Atlas is so weird. Feeling ko yung Atlas pinili siya para dahil makunat siya habang early game and they can counter bully the Hilda. That's just my thought.
Yeah, but let's see if things are gonna pan out for Happy Feet Emperors, or will LPE secure this first game. Let's see for both sides as they are gonna head on to our map right here. This is the first match of the day, guys. LPE versus HFE.
Woo! I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
Kaya maglalaro mo si AK. Here we go on that Brody Yako coming in. Hold up! Wait lang, wait lang.
Oh.
Nagpalit! It's Bimo on the Harith. Tapos tank Yako. What's going on?
Oh, what a great shakeup with the roll right here. As you would actually expect Yako to be the core here, but looks like they will be having a switcheroo. But speaking of that, Atlas here will be taking the first blood, utilizing that low HP Yaku on the board. So they might go for potential serial, but AK will be securing that purple buff. So this is good because it kind of denies a buff for the side of Emperors here. And look at this. Jake the dog is going to be pinned by four members right here with the early control. Jake will be pinned down, and Atlas will be having another kill for himself.
Yep. Ito na yung nakikinita ko. Na kaya nila pinili yung Atlas. And again, he's taking all the kills here. Japes on the Atlas is because he's very strong early game. Now, oh, Reggie! Boy pa si Ryota! Kita mo yun, sobrang aggro nung flicker. But again, back to the story of the Atlas. Early game, maganda na yung damage niya, maganda yung lapag ng AK, looking for one.
Okay, he goes in with double buffs on his sleeves, and of course Brody will be having that trade, which is good because this helps him escalate more in terms of his economy and resources as well. So maganda to. But again, this is interesting how they are going to use this Atlas here with the early aggression. I can see the point to it kasi kapag nga naman this Atlas pops, it can be very beneficial onto the late game. But look at this though, they are really utilizing their numbers para sa side ng Emperors here, and they will be having Jake the dog off the board once again.
Medyo maganda ang lapag ng Emperors early on, but no, Reggie's in trouble, taken out by AK.
And again, they're not gonna go for the tower dive right there simply because they don't have minions to utilize, and as well you have to take into consideration the new HP nila. But nonetheless, AK is also doing a pretty good job with this Brody pick here, and I'm starting to like it as well kasi if this Brody is going to really pop up into the early phases of our game, delikado to. He's going to be very threatening lalo na dun sa mga nagle-lurk na Emperors.
Yep, if you'll notice, mid is a non-starter for AK. Ang pwede nila magawa doon is mag-farm. Kasi nga hindi niya mahuli si Ling. There's just no way that they can catch Ling this early unless mag-asim si Yako. Alright? Unless mag-asim si Yako and ma-stun niya. So, ang ginagawa dito ni AK is ipe-pressure niya ibang lanes. Tutulungan si Ryota and maybe tutulungan niya si Jake the Dog. But the thing about Jake the Dog is medyo tanggap niya na yata na dead lane to. And that being said, that's okay for an Esmeralda here na naka-avarice. Gagawin niya, survive, just live, just do my best to survive, and right now bibisita na rin si Yako and they're fine, see? So just, I guess the goal here is to funnel to AK and then just let the rest of the map take over. And yeah, I guess si Chichi ang maghahabol. Si Chichi ang dapat maging extra proactive.
So, kasi kung bakasin mo here, kahit the little things like protecting the Brody here to show away the Lunox from earlier, denying any potential takeoff dito, or the basically Brody being protected here is also priority for our Eagles dito. So Turtle is going to be eye out by both of our teams. The potential kill can happen, but Brody is going to secure that with the knockup here coming from Atlas. Rota flickers in but backs away, but Laling will be getting that kill. So at least there is a bit of consolation para sa ating Emperors. Hindi man nila nakuha yung Turtle, pero they will get a casualty against the Eagles right now.
Not looking great for Ryota. Wala pang stacks yung kanyang Festival of Blood. But I do think that's because Eagles are playing to their power spike. That and I don't know, maybe Jake the Dog just understood and accepted the fact. Parang tinanggap niya na sarili niya na dead lane ako, guys. Hanggang dito lang talaga ako. Ayoko lumaban dyan, sasayang yung farm ko. But right now, mukhang lalaban. There you go, Yako pushing them back. Uy, Sans here by Kyle. Raining down the fireballs. And they are gonna disengage. Maganda ha, I like it. Kasi kahit saan pumunta si Yako, masakit ulo niya. Sa mid, nandun si Kyle. Tsaka nandun si Rain. Sa top, nandun si Reggie. Which, sorry, si Kyle. Yeah, nandiyan si Kyle. And then sa mid, nasa JP. But now, right, Yako's gonna die again.
Oh, look at this. A 3 versus 2 fight coming in with the Eagles having the upper hand on numbers. Xampus Blade is gonna be used right here defensively, but Harry's gonna end that for show. Actually, it's going to be the box is going to be picked off, and Ling is going to force that escape, which is okay kasi it's going to be I guess a deficit for the side of Happy Feet Empress if namatay yung Ling nila kasi dyan sila magre-rely ng damage mamaya. So again, another lots of numbers actually. Fatal Link's only going to connect for one, and AK is going to dash away to safety. Harris here using the chrono dashes, coming in with that tower dive, not gonna hesitate right there, and goes for another kill as well. So we're starting to see BMO here trying to really go up our charts right now. So sila naman ngayon ang nag-utilize ng kanilang numbers in terms of players here. And they're basically gonna lock down Kyle here for another kill with which is bibigay nila dito kay Harriet. Understandable kasi yun nga, you would want to really give those resources sa kanilang core.
Hindi makatarungan yung hero na yan. Ladies and gentlemen, Hilda is still so strong. Alright, say what you will about the whole Jawhead plus Tigreal interaction, pero si Hilda pa rin ang pinakamakunat ngayon. Si Hilda pa rin ang pinaka-nakakairita. I could have sworn Yaka was gonna die, pero minambo-jumbo niya yung Emperors doon. Sinay ko niya, mind games, if you will. It's just ridiculous. Now, they are gonna be securing here a turret. They are going to lose a turtle to Chi-Chi, but Rain is gonna fall in exchange. Now si Japes nagharap na maganda, paytaling sa isa.
Okay, that is not your usual target that you want to go, but Forest Star Moon and a lot of CC for the Atlas here, and finally they will be taking him off the board. So this is good for LPE now since Link here was able to get the turret onto the side against LPE. Pero again, this can be good for the Eagles as well kasi with the Atlas down, they can really go onto the bottom side, which is ngayon na nga with Esmeralda and the Lapu-Lapu trying to pin down the Lunox here, but luckily with the Brilliance was able to escape.
So just the same na tanggap doon ni Jake the Dog na dead lane siya, I think Eagles and AK and the rest of them, alam nilang hindi nila kailangan asimin dito si Reggie. Reggie has died twice already this game, and we're not even at 10 minutes. So this Lunox sometimes falls or goes a little too aggressive, and hindi nila kailangan magpasok na masyado marami resources. I think the Eagles understand that they can take this nice and steady dahil si Chi-Chi hindi naman nagmamadali rin eh. So their goal here is to just choose where to attack kasi alam nilang hahabol lang at magka-counter attack to si Japes, and that's the strength of the Atlas currently, right? And now we're waiting for a big team fight. This is looking like it's a full-on 5v5 just waiting to happen.
There was a certain moment wherein papasok na sana si Atlas dito eh, but with I understand that they decided to disengage kasi you would want to go and enter a fight wherein sure ka talaga. And speaking of sure, Fatal Link will connect to one, and the Valir will be taking down Brody off the board, but of course the trade might happen here as the Hilda will be taking down the Lunox as well. So this is going to force both of our teams to go back, but looks like LPE will be going in with the aggression. No, they will decide on to going into the map right now, onto the turtle, and basically economy once again. Kasi like what you said, Emperors here are not in a rush, but that's the same scenario for the Eagles as well. They don't really want to be greedy at this point kasi the late game potential of Emperors is still there.
Yeah, no, if ever it's the Eagles dictating, it's the Eagles saying, wag tayo magmadali, we make the call, we choose it, they lose another turtle, nagkakahabolan na sila, Bimo, kaya mo lumaban, let's see, down goes Rain!
That was a bit of a first fight coming in, but regardless, Ryota was able to take down Rain as mentioned. And here, this is again a good sign for Eagles. Tempest Blades once more to use defensively at makakapunta sa ating terrains. But this is not really gonna stop Eagles from pushing this bottom tower. Take note that JPD is only alone here, even though he has his minions up here for the side of Atlas. But then again, numbers do matter. Fatal Link will be used to at least hold them off, but it's not gonna be enough as Hilda will be taking that kill. So they will be backing off, going into a different place this time ng ating mapa, and they might be waiting for this Lord to completely have that push.
Nako po. As we wait for that, medyo nagtatrabaho lang dito si Kyle, no? Pinupush niya, and I'm not sure if this is the right call. If anything, dapat si Chi-Chi. We know for sure now that Emperors are behind, despite their net worth being just 2K, 3K in between. Sobrang lamang ng Eagles sa mapa. This is 4 turns to 2, but they are just so much better at managing their waves, which makes me wonder, nasaan si Chi-Chi? I think Chi-Chi is committing too much time to these team fights, and protecting himself a little too much. He's too conservative. Kasi dapat dito, 10 minutes pa lang, alam mo na, I've seen this from so many Link players, is they're able to make this split-second decision which will affect the rest of the game. Alam nila na parang ang laro nila, at some point, ay parang split pusher. Alam nila, okay guys, 5 minutes, di mo na ako lalaban ha. Tatalon-talon lang ako. Clear wave, push a turret if I can, clear wave, takbo. We'll see. After that, kung kaya ka ulit lumaban. I think Chi-Chi is a little split. Medyo confused si Chi-Chi dito. He hasn't made that decision yet kasi feeling ko ang call niya is, sige guys, laban na tayo. And you know why that is? It's because their composition is very team fight heavy. Anong gagawin ng isang Atlas kung meron siya Fatal Links tas hindi mo nagagamit?
Yes.
Sayang, di ba nanonood lang siya? It's like, guys, anong gagawin ko? Perfect match? Sige. Wait, Fatal Links ka na ba? Wag, wala pa si Chi-Chi. So yun ang iniisip nila. I think, to be fair, it's not just Chi-Chi, it's the rest of the team. And that's what's so dangerous about this draft. Is nag-draft sila na isang lineup na hindi ganun kalakas on the back foot. Malakas tong lineup na to kung nang snowball sila. And again, gets ko, nasasagutin mo yung Hilda with a chunky hero that's just as annoying in the first 5 minutes. Pero pagkatapos ng 5 minutes, ngayon, like now, we're at 10 minutes, and hindi kayo lamang, and hindi kayo makapag-team fight ng gusto ninyong team fight, what happens? Right? So I think that's a decision Chi-Chi has to make. But just the same, it's something that Japes has to support. Kasi hirap na hirap si Japes dito. Sobra kung wala siya Fatal Links.
Kasi isa din sa kina-consider din ng Eagles to take down kung sino ba talaga nagiging threat sa kanila. And look at this, it's going to be a fight here onto the jungle side. But there's not going to be any engagement coming in. Kumbaga tamang haras lang for both sides of our team. And while onto the top side, however, we see Chi-Chi here finally taking an opening as Bimo will be taken down by him, finally getting that shutdown and goes for the killing spree. So this is a good entry right now. Yakun here with a low break of health is going to force to be going back here onto the brushes right now. Pero the chase is on as Chi-Chi will be getting that kill coming in. So ito na yung opening na or the aggression na hinihintay natin kanina, no, Leo, because this is what basically Emperors need to really turn the tables around right now.
Yep, I don't understand why it's such a big 5v5 lineup, but the reason why Emperors got like free 2 kills there is because of their superior map mobility. Meron tayong tinatawag na combat mobility at map mobility. Combat mobility, yan yung meron si Bimo on that turret, yung malilit na dash. Diba? Mabilis kang gumalaw. Even a Lapu-Lapu has combat mobility. But when it comes down to map mobility, as I was saying, makabawi din dito ang Emperors. And right now, JPZ looking low. Ano mangyayari dito?
Okay, so they were knocked out by the Lord right here, but it's going to be secured by the Emperors right now. So we are seeing a lot of trades coming in. But the fact that Emperors was able to take this Lord is going to delay the pushes of Eagles, at least at a certain point. So right now, going back here, Chi-Chi, nakita natin na talagang ni-utilize niya yung pagpasok niya dito, taking down AK, taking down Jake the Dog as well. But take into consideration though that they also need to really enhance their team play here kasi they cannot fully rely on Chi-Chi alone.
Walang cooldown yung retribution ni Chi-Chi. Joke lang guys, meron obviously. But he always seems to have it on point, no? So, if anything, yung split second decision making niya is counteracted by how well he's able to manage his retribution. So medyo gets natin. Kaya ngayon nakahabol na sila. If anything, kanina lamang nga sila eh. Maybe 200, 100. But right now, the Eagles, this is a free lord that they can defend. It's just up to them. Wag lang silang magkalat dito. Let's just hope that they're all on point. Now Chi-Chi comes in.
Chi-Chi comes in, Template Blade, Truby uses Might going to back away instead since a lot of members of LPE is also there in the vicinity. So this is good. They are able to defend that tower there. And that was actually a nice attempt for Emperors to try to go for a fight. Pero alam nila kung kailan sila magbaback dito kasi you don't really want to have that casualty, especially when Chi-Chi already has his momentum in terms of getting those kills. So, ngayon, I like it how Emperors naman this time ang naghihintay with any potential skirmish that they can engage from. Kasi look, nag-aabang sila dito sa middle side. Falling Storm is going to be wasted here, but no, the cooldown is pretty fast here, so that's not really going to be a bother for the Esmeralda. So, for the side of Eagles, they can still have it on to their hands. They just have to take down at least this link first para deny any potential skills that they will be having on the long run.
So yeah, I think that's true, but just the same, parang okay lang. Feeling ko bugbugin nila si Rain eh. Si Rain at saka si Reggie. Si Reggie hindi naman siya ganun ka-safe na Lunox. It's okay, like especially kung bibilangin natin yung darkening niya tsaka yung order of brilliance niya, parang nahuhuli siya eh. So I think do that first. As the Eagles, that's who AK should attack. And right now, weirdly enough, parang kung kailan dapat nagpa-power spike ang isang Brody, biglang tumahimik ito si AK. So I think he should start joining Jake the Dog here. And Yako, oh, hindi umabot ang Falling Star Moon para tumakbo. That was an easy kill for Emperors. What's happening, Jake?
Okay, so dahil nga naging dead lane nga siya doon sa ating top side na he wasn't able to really pop up when the mid game, which is now, is happening. So nakita natin dito that Kiki is really utilizing that attack. So nakita mo, talagang the chase is really on for the Esmeralda in a way na hindi makaka-responde kaagad yung ating Eagles doon para sa fight na yun, which is good discipline actually to the side of Emperors. But right now, looks like Hell and Riot are gonna battle it out. Kiki going in towards with getting a lot of that damage, and it's going to force Riot for that tower hug. But the Tempest Blade is going to be used by Kiki once again. So Vivo, and again, will be going here with a tad bit of late here. At hindi na nila napigilan si Kiki doon during that fight, taking down Ryota. There's going to be another entry coming from Empress right here, as that's going to be a double kill coming in from the Link here, taking Harris down. So Yako here is going to try and escape, going into the brushes, and as much as possible defend the towers instead. But this is another opening for the Empress here to take middle lane. This could be a game for them.
This is two back-to-back mistakes I could not believe the Eagles made. One, maybe Ryota overextended and underestimated the damage that the Emperors can bring down. And two, I don't know where Yako was. Ang layo ni Yako. I do think if Yako was there to scout out the bushes, nakita niya nandun si Japes, nandun actually lahat ng miyembro ng Emperors. And right now, the damage may have been too much. Maybe if it was only heroes that went down, okay pa. Pero they lost inhibitor mid. Napakalaking bagay niyan. And the Emperors now, they have a free lord here. I don't know how they're gonna contest the Eagles. This is their opponent. Masyado nilang inopen up. And right now, Yako's just sacrificing himself the wrong way. What's going on?
Yes, this isn't the good way to sacrifice yourself. And I also have to take note here, the Emperors of having that good turtle steals away from Eagles is also a big factor then. That also really made contribution para sa kanila. And we did mention that AK was really doing good with the Brody here, like the simple things like getting a debuff stride and also going in towards. But this time we're not seeing it into our mid game kasi nakita natin medyo magiging makalat, or in terms of makalat, like in terms of how they position themselves, ha.
Exactly. Scattered.
Yeah, they're very, very scattered here. And the fact that that is true, it only is an opening once more for the Link to go in. And that is what the certain pattern na nakikita natin all throughout the mid-game. So, nang dahil nga nang nangyayari yun, hindi nakakapag-scale itong Brody dito, or hindi rin siya nagkakaroon ng proper entry or proper response to counter that out.
Yeah. And back to the point, I think this is not a single moment's mistake. It's not just like one big turnaround. I think it was 3 or 4 moments. I can name them. One, Jake the Dog, free kill. It's not the fact that he had the dead lane. Sa totoo lang, maganda ang farm ni Jake the Dog. He's only less farmed than I believe the Brody and Bimo. That's it. Like, maganda ang farm niya. He's sitting at what? 8k, 9k the last time we checked. So he's still more farmed than Reggie. At least more farmed than Reggie, the Lunox. On the other hand, there's that other moment sa baba. Si Ryota. Tama na, buhay na dapat siya. I think he was just protecting the turret, and I understand that. But I guess hindi rin nasagot agad ng Eagles yung reinforcement call. So he had to die, and they eventually had to lose the turret anyway. So maybe they just had to lose the turret. They just give it up. Next is in mid. Yako was way too far, and then later during the Lord retake attempt, Yako just died. I hate to be pointing fingers now, but I'm just naming the moments wherein parang libre masyado yung mga nakukuha ng Emperors. And that leads now to this moment wherein even in their own base, hindi na safe ang Eagles. Which is, again, frustrating if for us, the viewers, even for them, no? Right now, this is defense of a lifetime.
Oh, I see the Lord is knocking on that base right here. And like, coming in from the Luna, looks like natapusin na ng Emperors. So, this could be the potential. Middle Link will be going in right now, but the Esmeralda is gonna have that trade. The Lord is gone, and this is a good defense now for Eagles.
Yep, good takeout onto Rain. Sabi ko sa'yo, that was the right call. Bring the pain to Rain. atakihin nyo si Reggie because those are the two main damage sources besides Chi-Chi. And I think it's safe to just bully these two because they're less mobile than Chi-Chi. Imagine mo yun, papaul naman ng ult, yung isang link, tas sa taas lang din siya. So I think Eagles have it the right way. They have the right mindset. They're still in this. Yako died, but I think this time it's a better cause. Sulit na sulit yung pagkamatay ni Yako kasi buhay pa sila. Naligtas nila yung Torres sa taas tsaka sa baba, and they still have their base. I think this is the start of something new. Alright, isulat nyo na yan dahil baka maka-comeback pa dito ang Eagles. And truth be told, I think this is their game anyways to start. It's just they gave Chi-Chi a free go. Like Chi-Chi is having the best time of his life as a Ling right now.
There was, as you mentioned, a lot of free opportunities for Chi-Chi earlier. Pero going here, they were able to defend this base that they have, no? So getting down Reggie and Rain onto that fight. At dito natin din nakita, Fatal Links ni Atlas was good. That could have been great. But the fact na nahiwalay yung mga damage dealers ng ating Emperors dito meant that they lacked the follow-up damage from that initiation na ginawa nga ng Atlas doon that really helped for the side naman ng Eagles doon. And which is good. So this could be another fight coming in. They will be taking down the turret first. So I talked my exactly to be Fatal Link once more, going to connect one but still survive into that fight. So Ryota here is just going in towards that fight, and it's going to pay him his life here. So 4 members for the side of Eagles. Let's see, Leo, how they are going to defend this.
Yep, so I guess nagkaubusan na sila ng ult. There are more ults left on the side of the Eagles. So now I think they can defend better, but they are down 1 man. Yako getting caught out. Pwede na mag-focus fire dito. Ang Emperors, Zaman Force here making sure that they're spaced out. And that's gonna be 1 for free down, Reggie. Buhay pa ang Eagles.
Makamunti ka na muli para makuha na Emperors itong base nila. But then again, Eagles here really show it for West this time. Knows how to utilize their skills. Alam nila kung kailan nilang gagamitin to, and they know who to prioritize first kasi they, as you mentioned, they took down Reggie off. So with Emperors not having that minions and not having that damage, it forces them to disengage. Pero take note as well, Leo, if that a similar scenario happens again on the base, Eagles cannot really afford any more casualties at that point kasi the base is already on half. So if nagkaroon na naman muli ang Emperors dito ng opening, this could be a game for them. But for the side of Eagles, I think they are trying their very, very best, actually doing their best to deny that round.
Now after a quick item check and net worth, wow, hold up, net worth recap, ladies and gentlemen, lamang na pala ang Emperors dito ng 10k. So yeah, the Eagles really find themselves in an interesting situation, and yeah, AK is in less better shape than even BMO. No, mas maganda pa ang farm ni BMO. Down goes AK.
Okay, so Fatal Links will connect to 1, but that is definitely going to be worth it for the side of Emperors here. So this is going to force now Eagles to be placed in a reactive state, but they were able to disengage in time. So again, another casualty from them. Pero Harris will be taking down Rain as well off the board. So they're not gonna contest that board. I'm pretty sure kasi ayaw nga naman nila magkaroon pa ng any casualty. But look, speaking of casualty, Ryota is taking a lot of damage to be taken from him. Tempest Blade is going to be used right now, and that's gonna be a double kill coming in from Chi-Chi. This is going to be another open take for the side of Happy Feet Emperors. This could be their game for the first match right now, as they're just choking away the members of Eagles right here. And ladies and gents, there you have it, Emperors with their point.
Congratulations to the Emperors. Coach Kenji lang nga ba talaga ang kailangan nila? Medyo delayed ang pag-appear, but nonetheless, they have this win, their second one all series, and it was well deserved. Congratulations. Again, it's a good combination of just Chi-Chi making the right decisions, falling right into the cracks that Eagles have opened up. And looking in hindsight, I feel like it's more the Eagles opening up. The Eagles kind of underestimated possibly kung gaano kauhaw, kung gaano kagutom ang Emperors, na mas patan lang nila si Jake the Dog, or makita lang nila, uy, wala dito si Yako, wala yung Hilda, pasukin nyo na yan. I think that's really what opened the floodgates for the Emperors here to really take over.
Agree, and looking at the items right here, it's really good, especially Chi-Chi was able to really scale himself up until the very last second of the game. So maganda to for the side of Emperors here. And this, I'm just pretty excited now for our second match. Kasi like you mentioned, Eagles, I guess I bit underestimated the Emperors here, especially with the damage of Chi-Chi. Kasi nga, nakita mo nga naman kanina a bit of overextension coming in from the members of Eagles. I think that was Ryota, if I'm not mistaken. So, they have to really take that into consideration. But look at the contributions on the stats quick here. Mostly, ang members ng Emperors dito, they participated really well in terms of getting those team fights.
But again, no doubt it's Chi-Chi here. Chi-Chi with 75% damage to turrets and 79% participation. This man, again, untouched, no? Kung hindi nyo alam, ladies and gentlemen, walang deaths dito, si Chi-Chi. So, I wonder if it's because of a lack of lockdown from the side of the Eagles, which I doubt. I think they have the burst. They do have the burst. It's just, the right decision was, yes, to attack Lunox, and the other decision was to attack the Valir. Pero yun nga by doing so, you open up the floodgates to just Chi-Chi, who's so hungry right now, who's so thirsty for a win. And that's confirmed 1 point. 1 out of 15. Say 1 out of 15. Nobody loves anything more than an underdog story. And in the Nationals, if any team is worth cheering on right now, it's the Emperors. So they really started strong here. Coach Kenji, man, I don't know what you're feeding your boys, but real quick, the highlights will show exactly where the Eagles kind of let this happen.
Okay, so it started really here as into the early seconds of the game, Yaku was already taken down. So Jita Dog here really pinned down by members of Emperors, utilizing that Atlas as well. So nakikita natin dito into the early phases of the game that si Brody din naman was able to do his fair share in terms of getting the gangs pan out.
And here, this is a good showing for the Eagles. Medyo bumawi sila dito sa totoo lang. Early game, it was about the Emperor's counter-aggression, and then the Eagles now started to dictate. And again, we said this earlier, that it's the Eagles dictating when and where team fights happen. The Emperors, naghahanap pa sila ng magandang fatal links, no? Kahit si Kyle dito mapapasama, di ba? He could have just rolled out. He could have given up the turret. Mawawala din naman yan. And now, 6 minutes, I'd say this is still Eagles game. I wonder kung nahuli ng highlights cam natin yung moment na nagkamali. And there's one. AK down, but they traded for Rain, I believe. O yun, for Reggie.
I think this is the time wherein Emperor started to really go into the fights right here with Chi-Chi, knowing the priority rights alongside with that fatal links. At kung titignan mo, kalat nga sila dito, no, in terms of position. So Reggie was able to take down the Esmeralda. Ibig sabihin, wala na silang pang-control for the side of Eagles dito. And Chi-Chi, knowing that fact, really abused it. Ito din, no? The chase
there
is
you
on.
Go. One. Free kill on Jake, right? And then, ito yung kakamatay lang ni Ryota. Tapos biglang hindi sila nag-face check. Boom, lahat pumasok. Almost a wipeout. And then, I believe this is close to the end. Second to the last team fight yata to. Nabuhay pa sila dito.
They were able to defend this one. Pero nga, as we mentioned earlier, this was the fatal links that I was stating earlier. But yun nga, with the Esmeralda really containing Rain away, wala silang follow-up damage doon. And I guess this is the point wherein basically Chi-Chi just went on a rampage at this point, taking a double kill at pumasok na nga into the base to really have their game.
Yep, ayan, bumili na siya ng Malefic Roar. That's lethal intent on devastating and demolishing a base. And ladies and gentlemen, our MVP, walang kaduda-duda, it's Chi-Chi, of course. Ayan, kita nyo, 10, 0, and 5. Talagang funnel kung funnel, core kung core, ganito siya maglaro. 68k hero damage, 23k turret damage, and this is amazing, no? Yung damage taken niya. Feeling ko ito yung mga moments na mamamatay na yung Ling, tapos Finch Poise palayo, lifesteal lang ng konti, and then back in the action. This man has very little downtime. His uptime is amazing. And again, jokingly, nabanggit ko kanina, di ba? Parang yung retribution niya, walang cooldown. I do believe he just really stole everything from AK. No turtles, no lords. And this is a great start for Happy Feet Emperors. A nice way for them to begin their 15-point run.
You can really see the hunger for the side of Emperors as they really know their stuff. And gaya nga nang nabanggit mo, LPE knows when the game can happen. It's just that taking those free opportunities by Chi-Chi yun yung isa sa mga nag-dictate ng laban nito. But you know what, guys? We will be heading on to our game number 2 in a quick after we have this short break. Once again, my name's Saya and with me is Leo. We will be right back. Welcome back, guys, sa ating The Nationals MLBB Season 2. My name is Saya and with me is Leo. And you are tuning in to the very first franchise-based esports league in the country. So kanina, nakita natin how well Happy Feet Emperors were able to take down Eagles here, getting a lot of free opportunities ngayon. But let's see, Leo, if they are going to do the same thing as they can potentially stomp down Eagles once more, or will the Eagles do any measures here para ma-force ang ating game?
Yeah, I do think meron ng adjustments na ginawa ang LPE Eagles dito. They have brought back in Arvs and Aspect, who have been working out pretty well, solid throughout the season. Again, there's a reason why they are the most, how do you say, consistent birds dito sa ating liga. No, having 10 points so far. It was, yeah, again, off of the back of Arvs and Aspect hard work. So yeah, as much as it's nice to see Yako and AK, I have to say I'm a little frustrated. I'm sure that there's more that we could have gotten out of them. It's just, yeah, they unleashed Chichi. No, hindi nila pinansin ang tropa pips natin na malupit magling. And that being said, HFE, there's very little adjustment they need to do. They played very well game number 1. If anything, it was almost single-handedly off the back of Chichi's ling. So feeling ko, kung kaya nilang gawin ulit yon, tapos mag-level up ang the rest ng Emperors, then this is a close series for them. That's gonna be 3 points. Easy for the Emperors, but I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are gonna make it easy.
I agree, because yeah, there again, we are really highlighting those free opportunities na nakuha nga ni Chichi during game number 1 na I think, or actually not I think, I'm pretty sure that the Eagles are really going to take that into consideration, especially with the draft as well. They might really respect the lane here of Chichi and actually adjust their overall composition as well.
Adjustment in terms of just maybe, I don't know, wrapping up the side lanes, making the side lanes a little better, and tightening up the draft. Very, very unique, sabihin natin unique, ng draft choices ni Coach Kenji kanina. And again, Atlas sees very little play these days in our games, sa current meta game. So feeling ko, round it back out. I don't know. You can still somehow pick up the Khalid again. Again, hindi ko napansin nga, sila Lapu-Lapu nakuha pa ng LPE. So let those things come back out. Selena ni Rain or ni Japes, ilabas niyo ulit, no? Ibalik ninyo. These are all very much possible picks. So, kung game 1 nanalo sila ng off meta with the Atlas and the back side lane, I don't like the back side lane, if I may say. Baka this time pwede na ulitin, pero kahit wag ng Atlas kahit nga Tigreal open up the Jawhead, let LPE get the Jawhead, tas ikaw mag-Tigreal ka as HFE and you're fine. It works, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Napakaganda ng record ng isang Tigreal in the MPL Invitational, and it was mostly off the back of Jawheads. Masaya siyang ma-ejector. So, magpa-ejector ka na lang and then implosion. That works.
Yes, agree. And this is where the old but gold heroes also come out to play. So really, we can see the influence of other tournaments dito sa ating, in terms of our teams really choosing their respective heroes. But right now, again, I'm really, really excited for our game number 2 kasi this can be a potential sweep for our Emperors here. It's not really gonna sound easy at this point, of course. Pero this could work for Emperors if they do a similar, play during game number 1. But you know what? Let's head here right now into the draft phase between Eagles and the Emperors with Jawhead once more not in the scene.
Your team is back.
Khalid tinanggal pa rin na Emperor, so they respect that off of Ryota. And again, between Ryota's Khalid and Ryota's Lapu-Lapu, you're more afraid of the Khalid. So I definitely get the respect. For the Emperors, kung nabuhay nga sila, kung nabuhay silang may Atlas at side lane back siya, I think they have to change their draft. They have to let the Eagles here make the first move. Parang wag sila magpa-disrupt. hayaan nila yung Eagles na unang gumalaw, tapos react na lang yung Emperors because that's what Red Side does best anyways. I wonder if the Eagles know that that's the way that Emperors are thinking or if that is the attack that Emperors have. Kasi nga yung draft dito na Emperors, 1 pick Eagles, 2 for Emperors. They can either go for their gameplay or set up a counter for the Eagles para wala sila. They can just get stuck. No, and there you go. The Eagles respect Chi-Chi's Ling. So now our cores are getting tighter.
Indeed. But still, you have to take into consideration, Leo, that Benedetta for Rain is also open and up for grabs, as well as the Brody and the Barats na nakikita natin who's really excelling well. Lalo na kapag pinigyan nyo siya na magandang shooting. But for now, let's see if the Emperors are also going to take that into account as well, or will they also narrow down the options for 4, if not 4 at least a main, or another off-lane ban dito. Kasi kung sa game number 1 na ban ang dito, so let's see. We'll be doing that again. And so naban na nga nila dito for the silent.
Yeah, I think this is the way that they themselves tighten up their side lanes. Huwag niyong hayaan na pumili na maganda side lane yung kalaban. Esmeralda is still out there. The Eagles can go ahead and just choke out all of these cores para lalong mahirapan ng Emperors. Would not be weird to ban out the the Lancelot, or even the Benedetta. Oh no, wait, Rain can get Benedetta.
Yeah, Rain can get
Reggie can also play a great side lane here. Benedetta, I don't know, the Eagles, this is on their side. Sila yung nakaramdam ng pressure. They have to make the better decisions, the smarter decisions to make the game 3.
Alright, so they will be banning out that Benedetta pick coming in dito sa ating Eagles. So there is options for Emperors here to ban out. Since nakita naman natin Brody was not able to really escalate during game number 1, so they might not ban that out. So I think a mage ban for Emperors here ang pwede nilang gawin dito, taking out the Farsa at least to respect those players. They are also good with Farsa.
Yep, that is what they did last time. It was a Farsa, yes, which is a great ban because it covers up mid and it covers up side lane kasi pwede siyang i-gold lane. But no, it's the Natalia, which I understand. Last game, Eagles ang nagban ng Farsa. Or they did it around second phase also for Emperors. And this just opens up Brody again na si Aspect naman ang gagamit, or pwede mo rin i-side lane kasi itong Brody. So there are choices, options here, so many for the Eagles to make. And Emperors
is picking.
Now that they've locked in the Brody here, so options for Emperors are open as well. Let's see if they will be utilizing off-meta heroes once again, or will they stick to I guess the Barrett. They can also be in play here if they know if they really know how to utilize Barretts here. But nonetheless, yeah, Forza is going to be picked hovered rather by Emperors here. I think this can be a deny away from Emperors. And yeah, as you mentioned, Forza here is really pretty good, especially when you place around the back end. That's where you're also one of your navigators. And a good control ang Lancelot. Lalo na secure niya. But look at this, the Lancelot for the Emperor.
I like this. Digs ko to. Emperors picking up the Farsa and the Lancelot. So medyo safe sila. Chi-Chi as a hero. This can be Reggie. This can be Rain on this Farsa. They have good coverage. The Eagles now, they have a chance. Pili ko Lunox Barats would be a good choice, or Hilda Lunox. Ooh, that would be great as well. There's so many things here open that are power picks. Yeah, feeling ko leave the Esmeralda for later. Or not. Okay.
Or not. Okay. So,
Gustong bumawi ni Jake na dog. Sabi niya, Coach, bigay mo sa akin yung Esmeralda, babawi ako. Promise. So I guess that's what they were going off of. Still a very strong hero though.
Yeah, understandable naman. Kasi you can really still deny na. Even though that Jacob was not able to go online during game number 1, hindi mo pa rin madadeny sa kanya na pwede niyang bawiin yun on game number 2. So I think, yeah, I agree with that could be the plan. And you can still then take away na Esmeralda is a strong pick dito for the side of the Eagles. So again, this is going to be a back
Your
shot
team is
pick for
banned.
the side of Emperors once again. But if this is going to be a side lane, I guess I guess I could go if Baksha is going to be on roam. Samahan yung Farsa, to say the least.
Hindi ka pwede mag-roam kung nakatawa ka sa side lane. Because that opens up. Because again, say it these days, right? The side lane is so strong. Side lane is just a free lane. If you leave the side lane, your opponent will just astronomically gain an advantage on you. Your whole team. Parang dalawang hero ang nakuhanan ng advantage dito kung mag-roam ang side lane mo. So if it's a Baksha that roams, its only real choice is mid. Kung may mag-roam, galing lang mid yan para dalawa pa rin na nasa mid mo. So looking at bans, it's still the Barats. Eagles need one more side laner and they need a tank. So, sino pa ba ang pwede?
Your team is banned.
Hilda's still out there. Hilda's still out there. Uy, natakot sila dun sa Atlas.
Yeah, they ban out the Atlas. They don't want that early game aggression na pinakita ng Emperors during game number 1, which is nice kasi it means that they also respect this and not underestimating Emperors this time around.
And I think that was a thing that happened. No, medyo may bahagyang pag-underestimate na naganap ng game number 1, whether or not it was outright or whether or not it was a mistake or something that just happened. It definitely cost Eagles the game there. And now that's gonna be the Akai ban. I keep forgetting Akai. Akai is a great hero in the current meta game. Able to pin down even a Lancelot kung mahanapan niya yung moments na opening. There's the Sylvana ban, which again, Omega is used earlier, I think last week. So open pa rin dito ang tanks ng Eagle. They need still a tank, while the Emperors, they need side laners. It's all about the side laners for them.
Also, the Akai is not going to be on this match for the side of Emperors. You're banning that out, which is good. Kasi this hurricane can really help in pinning down members. So they don't want that back. So feeling ko kasi kapag binigay nila tong Akai dito, it's going to target out the Farsa onto the back end too. So like what you mentioned, Hilda is open and which is going to be locked in for the Emperors. I'm starting to like it actually.
Okay, so pwede nga mag-side lane back siya ulit. Tapos yan, roaming Hilda. Nangaasar na Hilda.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. This is great news for the Emperors. I like it. I'm with them on this. But for the Eagles, they still need a tank. They were highlighting the Hylos. They're just showing us all the tanks. This is just literally all the tanks.
Alpha can be in here, but there again, dahil nga magiging roam tong Hilda dito, this they have to also be very especially in the presence sa kanilang mapa. But
Tankcho? Tankcho, is this a thing?
Oy!
Tankcho and Uranus? This I respect this.
Okay.
I respect this. Yung tank nyo hindi ganun kakunat. Lagyan nyo ng malupit na side laner na makunat. Gold lane, EXP lane, closed up for the Eagles. Emperors now, they need... Pwede pa nga support to eh. Pwede pa sila mag-valir. Kasi side lane yung Farsa. That's possible.
Yeah, so they can do a similar lineup from game number 1, double mage. Pero this time it could be Valir Farsa. Pero tignan natin on how... Oh, good!
There's so many supports kasi. Ang daming support na open ngayon sa meta game. Tapos walang naban sa ban. So, I don't know though. I don't know. Kung gusto niya lang patayin yung Brody, sure. Like, the Brody and the Lunox are the only things she can burst. But they're gonna lock it in. So yeah, this is it. Side lane, Farsa. Side lane, Baksha. Ooh, how do you feel about this?
I like the pick of Empress, but I'm a bit worried doon sa kanilang Eudora because we already know that Eudora lacks the mobility, especially kapag tumagal ang ating laro. So this could be one of the priority targets ng Eagles. Meanwhile, sa Eagles, I really like their last two picks here, having that Uranus intro. It's really respectable. So a semi-tank show could work here onto the side lines also with their Uranus, and mukhang babawi dito actually si Jake the Dog. So as much as I like the direction ng Empress dito, I will be going with the respect picks ng Eagles.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in any position to make that prediction just yet. Kasi nga malakas din itong Cho ni Bimo. He's been playing this hero, to the highest level for a couple of years now. I remember nung, I don't know, what season was that of the professional leagues. But yeah, in the MPL, ganito na laro. Nagcho na talaga to si Bimo. And now, as the metagame evolves, parang ano lang to muling ibalik, di ba? Let the fire reignite. I'm excited because LPE, they learned a lesson, and the best lessons you learn are the ones where you lose. Diba?
Yes.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And I'm pretty sure they learned from game number 1. On the other hand, HFE, they're just doing the same thing they did game number 1. Except, baka medyo mag-spread out na yung effort nila. Hindi na kasing dali para kay Chichi. Because Chichi now is not a Ling. He has to play it a little smarter and play a little different. Hindi na pwedeng atake, takbo. So, there are some adjustments that the Emperors need to make as well. It's just, yeah, parang mas galit ngayon ng LPE. I really do think the Eagles have a stronger resolve this time. Hindi na maulit yung game 1.
Yeah, we will be seeing the prowess of Happy Feet Emperors in terms of their team play, or will our Eagles really force out a game number 3 with our second game of our first match between them. And of course, guys, this tournament is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. So now, Leo placing themselves up onto our map here, 1-3-1 as usual, and Jake the Dog actually ang gagamit ng Uranus this time around, and Ryota with the Esmeralda.
Alright. Well, side lanes are side lanes, right? Like, it's just the way that they played it. Ewan ko lang kung napagalitan to ni Coach Panda, sabi, oy, you died a little more than you should have in game 1. You play this hero now. He doesn't die. Ryota, ikaw muna doon. And totally fine either way. So now we see it's a side lane back siya. And then again, ang nakakairitang Hilda. Preposterous. Just does not die. And now Jake the Dog visits. Nakuha pa rin ng purple dito ni Chichi. I'm excited to see how Rain bursts people down. Kung sino ang tatargetin niya. Actually, well, this is a tank Bimo. Pero medyo malambot pa rin si Cho compared to other tanks. I don't know.
Agree. But look at this coming in. Some quick knockouts coming in from Cho right here. Pero buti na lang na-stun Eudora dito that forces the disengage. So now Ryota here, tamang focus lang. But Chichi still going to secure that jungle minion into their area. So this is nice that hindi nila hinahayaan na maagawan sila dito. But both Jake the Dog and Kyle here, low health, but at the same time really doing their part on their respective lanes dito, as well as Reggie and Ryota.
So far, no first blood just yet. About 2 minutes into this game. Ryota nakikipag sayaw dito kay Chichi. There's the falling star moon.
Okay, but it's not it connected to the Lancelot, but the Lancelot was able to go into that tower hug. So this can be an opening for Chichi because Ryota here is low on mana, so this is going to make him useful. So tamang karas lang dito para force talaga si Esmeralda doon sa Torre mag-back. And again here, in terms of how they rotate themselves, Jay here, talagang sinprob niya yung Cho here with the knock-up, but however, Rain and the gang are also there with the vicinity. Feathered airstrike, but you know what, Lancelot's gonna take the first blood in here. That was just good timing for the Farsa to really keep them at bay, and the Lancelot for the cleanup.
Lamangatius. Ang Eagles doon, they traded a tank for the core. By all means, that's a trade you should take every single time. Bimo, for Chichi, you do that 6 times in a game, you'll see the core, you'll see your net worth just increase as a whole team, right? So now, that's at least better shape for the Eagles. They're ahead by maybe 300, 400 gold at this point. Japes is in trouble, down he goes. I like it. Dahil nakita mo dito, saya early on pa lang, hindi na nagsascatter ang Eagles. Talagang alam nilang kailangan nilang magsama-sama for them to be able to bury Emperors in value.
Because that is what Emperors did sa kanila during game number 1. Kung papansinin mo sa early seconds lang ng laro, di ba, andun yung Atlas and the gang here really going up against the Esmeralda, kaya nga siya naging dead lane doon. But look at this time they know now exactly when to take the objectives, right, and they will be really putting that themselves, secured it into their hands. So Ryota he was able to dish out some of the skills for the side of Emperors here on the top side, but nonetheless Chichi still has the purple buff dito, so medyo maingat na sila in terms of going into skirmish fight.
J-Dog, kakabili niya lang ng Enchanted Talisman. So, unli mana na siya, meaning unli buhay. So, he can literally just pressure this lane and force Kyle rotate. And again, ladies and gentlemen, pag iniwan mo ang lane mo as a side laner, tas nandyan ang kalaban, expect that their net worth will just be much greater than yours when you come back. Lalo na kung hindi kayo nakakill, kung nasayang yung rotation ninyo. So, it's already a great start for the Eagles who are, wow, just skyrocketing ahead, say almost 2,000 gold.
This is looking good now for Eagles. Hindi na, in comparison with game number 1 this time, game number 1, they know how to dictate run. It's just that a few opportunities are there for Chichi to take. This time, hindi na nila binibigyan si Chichi ng ganong similar opportunity ngayon for game number 2. As they are the one going in with the choke here. Tamang knock-up lang. And if you notice that they do see the Hilda as a hindrance right now, so they're trying to really contain the said Hilda as much as possible then. So a quick pause will be coming in. But man, so far in terms of the early games that we have, Eagles is having it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. This is a less than flattering frame. Was not informed. But yeah, I do understand na lalo nakikita natin na ang tank ng HFE na dapat ang trabaho niya ay umatake. Ang tank ng HFE dapat parating nasa kabilang side across the river. Yeah. The fact that stuck siya doon sa likod ng tore niya, just like me, stuck right now here.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Wow, I'm moving.
Okay, so
It's a sad time for HFE right now. They have to recover from here. They have to pick it back up.
okay, so for Eagles right now, nakikita natin na talagang hindi nila hinahayaan mangyari yun. They don't want another opening for HFE to really abuse this time in comparison with game number 1. So the thing is, sila na ngayon na nagsasama-sama, pressuring up that top side, denying Lancelot from going into their jungle side for any potential steal ng buff na pwede nilang makuha dito. And that is a good thing for Eagles right now kasi kasi yun yung nangyari sa kanila during game 1 and they don't want that to happen right now. So this is the similar thing that we saw this time, pero baliktad naman ngayon. And the Baksha and the Uranus here just, well, actually both of our side lanes, dyan lang. Nothing much happening so far. Kasi, ang nangyayari talaga dito sa gitna with 3 people on the board. So, Hilda here just gonna roam as usual to provide any vision para sa kanyang team. And Reggie here already might have guessed na may tao doon sa area design, which was a good call for him to back away.
But what sucks is, yun nga, nabanggit ka na kanina nung nakita nyo naka-freeze frame ako, ladies and gentlemen. Japes is giving vision in their own jungle. So dapat safe sila, but right now, that's gonna be the way of the dragon on Kyle, Reggie, feathered airstrike, pero napalayo na ang Eagles. Down goes Arms though! Nakaisa ang Emperors again, because the rest of the Eagles are scattered. Now Bimo's in trouble.
Okay, Bimo has to back away for sure. So this could be a potential turtle from the side of Empress. But they are on the hunt for Ryota at this point. Take note, kahit mababa ka nilang health, they don't mind. They want the numbers to be in their favor. But Ryota can go for that tower hug and goes back. And again, as mentioned, this could be a free turtle for the side of Emperors if they are able to take this down as quick as possible. Dahil nga nakapag-regen na ng health si Bimo dito, he's on to the vicinity as well. So here, he's just trying to show up the members, goes with the wave of the dragon against GPZ here, and they will be having that cleanup here, getting that kill from Brody. So sila naman ngayon ang may free turtle this time around.
So far, so good for the Eagles. Nakaisa na kill, nakaisa pang turtle. And yeah, Japes is I don't know, he's not feeling the heal that they need right now.
Yeah. Agree ako doon kasi kung mapapansin mo, they could have went for the turtle instead of chasing Esmeralda doon sa ating top side. Why? Simply because that was an opportunity for them kasi right now they also need that objective since nabanggit mo nga that they're not really feeling that hill that they were supposed to have. So again, there could be a potential fight here, but luckily TT and the Parcel was able to go back. But onto the middle side, however, they are gonna take down the Hilda who's been really roaming around the map. So with Aspect getting this skill, it also helps him with his economy and basically getting the items that he needs for the later game.
Looking at how the rest of the Emperors are moving, parang sila naintindihan din nila na parang, okay, since wala si Hilda, kung wala tayong tank, we can't engage as hard. And because of this, it seems like they're indecisive and they're just gonna start getting pushed in. Right now, they're sending 3 to take down this turret and take down Jake the Dog. Phantom Execution gonna get it. Plus 1 more hit on the turret. Nakaisa si Chi-Chi. That's their first turret. Kay Saya, that's 8 minutes in. That's your first turret.
8 minutes in, and that's the first turret, and that took longer than it's supposed to be. But nonetheless, a turret is a turret, and that is going to be plus for Emperors. But this time around, the pressure, however, for the side of Emperors here onto the middle side, kasi nakita natin that the Eagles are already knocking on their doorstep at this point, getting all of those minions away from them, which so far is good for the side of Eagles here. So, ang gagawin ngayon, Happy Feet Empresses, this time they are the ones who's gonna huddle around. Wave of the Dragon going to be used against the box, but it's not really gonna do that much. Falling from not gonna hit anyone, but Brody is going to take a kill right here alongside with Jake the Dog having another. So this is good for the side of Eagles in defeating the numbers of Emperors here. Chi-Chi in a bit of a dangerous spot, was able to go back though, but again, the middle pressure is on their side now as Eagles once more taking the buff, taking any necessity and resources up for grab. Sila naman ngayon ang nagpe-pressure and utilizing those free opportunities.
Well, do note, Saya, ganito rin ang itsura ng Eagles kanina. Diba? Lamang ang Eagles. They were the ones dictating the battle and they were the ones who said, we'll fight here. Now Bimo bites it. Chi-Chi gets a quick one. And again, this is still pretty much the same shape Chi-Chi was in kanina. 4-1-0, but the map is looking dire. Yun ang masakit dito para sa Emperors is if they wanna go for a comeback, it has to be off of just free kills, sunod-sunod, again, like the Eagles allowed for or did earlier, and magandang conversion. Meaning, after ng kill, Tore agad. After ng kill, Tore agad. After ng kill, maybe Lord. So, could that happen here? I don't know, maybe not, dahil ang ganda na ng farm ng Esmeralda ni Ryota at ng Uranus Jake the Dog. Now Kyle's in trouble. He's gonna go down here.
Okay, so the Lancelot was able to take down Arms there on the longer, but Uranus gonna have a deep trade. So let's see, Reggie was not able to get that hit, but the feathered airstrike is gonna happen through. And once more, the damage coming from Brody is going to take a casualty as well. And looking at this, that's gonna be a double kill coming in from him with those marks really stacked up onto Hilda, and that is where we start to see Brody really going online right now, as this is going to be a free Lord for the side of Eagles. At bagit mo nga, take a free kill and turret, but that is not gonna happen kasi the map presence na ng Eagles dito ay na-highlight na nila in comparison with game number 1. So they are sticking up together this time, and they this time also made it in time nung kinakailangan ng responde ng ating Uranus kanina.
What makes the difference between the Emperors then and now is I think the Eagles respect the kind of damage they can bring, and so nagkukumpul-kumpul talaga sila para mahirapan si Rain. If Rain can see Bimo alone, or if Rain can see Aspect alone, even Arvs, basta wag lang mag-order Brilliance, kaya. There's something. They can do something with it. But right now, Eagles are not having any of it. Nasasayang yung burst ng isang Eudora.
Calamity Reaper in the hands of Ryota this time, which is really helpful in terms of that cooldown. Once again, Feather Strike gagamitin dito onto the top side, but not really gonna inflict a lot of damage here para sa ating Eagles. They will be taking down the turret first before knocking on the doorstep of the base here, but they will be going on a split push here. Gusto nila na mawala muna lahat ng Tore para walang sagabal kapag papasok na sila sa team fight na mangyayari mamaya. But right now, Jake the Dog this time is going to be the nuisance here for the side of HFE. So in for the side of Lancelot, pero wala siyang posibilidad. So this engagement is gonna happen. And speaking of that, Wave of the Dragon, mahuhuli siya. And that's gonna be shut down for the side of our Eagles. Look at this, Jake the Dog with a killing spree, and the Godlike coming in from the Hilda as well. Really, the control coming in from the Eagles is different this time, and they will be securing this base off. Not gonna buy any more time, and this is game number 2 for the Eagles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a ball game. 1-1 ang score dito sa best of 3 na ito. And Bimo taking a bunch of turret hits from the base para lang masiguradong mababasag nila. And they are gonna go for the win. This is the Eagles we were expecting. This is a much better look for them. And as you can see on screen, si Coach Panda, tama, dapat ganun, diba? Kaya naman. Yan, diba? Gets nyo naman So you all know how to do it. And I think this is an eye-opener to be honest. I think game 1 really, it was nice to see AK and Yako in action, but they have just been a better well-oiled machine with Arvs and Aspect in. Feeling ko konti pang reps konti pang preparation. Maybe AK and Yako will be in tip-top shape. But for now,
True.
they score 1 against HFE, and just like that, I don't know. Ano tayo? Grounded tayo ulit. Back to reality. Still an underdog story, but it's just the same. Very, very difficult.
Okay, so for a quick post-game stats right here, 12-6 again in favor of Eagles right now. So we were not see a little bit of uptime for the Lunox, but at least ours got the job done. And you would want to commend Aspect here with that Brody pick here, getting all of those stacks right and getting his priority targets as well. And gusto ko din i-highlight dito yung Way of the Dragon ni Bimo. Really on point, especially when they needed it in terms of their free fights.
Yep. Bimo was amazing as the Cho here. Kahit na ganyan yung record niya, ladies and gentlemen, malakas na 0-3-7 yan. This is what peak performance looks like. You may be uncomfortable, but this is the reality of it all. Of course, kailangan pa rin natin pansinin yung itinrabaho dito ng isang Esmeralda and Jake the Dog.
Yes.
Map control wouldn't have been as easy if Ryota and Jake the Dog were not on point. And they did well to distract from the real damage sources, Aspect and Arvs. So yeah, it's these 5 that have been working so hard all season for the Eagles to be, comfortably in top 4 for this 2020 season of the Nationals. But again, I think kailangan natin pansinin talaga ay ang Happy Feet Emperors. Kailangan natin bantayan ang Emperors because, again, nobody loves anything more than an underdog story, and they are making a Hail Mary play. This is the run, guys. Kailangan gawa ng documentary itong Happy Feet Emperors to show support because they really need to do this. They really need to make it. And in the highlights you'll see right now, we'll be showing you guys exactly how there were little glimmers of hope. How maybe kaya to na Emperors, di ba? Baka kaya, baka. But I don't know, it came in the draft and it came in the form of an even hungrier Eagles.
Ito, speaking of like a little bit of hope, in the first game, HFE really had that, taking down at least the main source of damage dito with the Lancelot, taking down Arbs, and also yung pagkagamit niya. Nandun naman it was there. The thing is, it's just that here, Bimo will be taking down JPB with the Wave the Dragon and go before the cleanup. So, makikita natin dito how coordinated Eagles are at this point. So, Jake the Dog here being a nuisance, but was still able to be taken down by TT. So, those were a bit of at least some consolations para sa ating Lancelot dito. And here is where things got a bit messy as well. They will be taking down 1, and of course Uranus as well with out of his controls.
I think this was close to the end, no? Parang last 3 minutes of the game na ito. HFE just had no say. Yeah, there you go. See, tinalon si Ryota. They didn't care about Reggie. Like, tatalonin siya ni Bimo doon. Nice Purify. Wings by wings out. It was too late. Hahabulin ka rin ni Aspect doon. And yeah, this is a shut and close case for the Eagles. They know how to win games. This is one of those faster games. This is one of those games wherein it'll skew their average win rate. Average win time. Definitely much lower. They finished this at what? 12 minutes? 12 minutes. Amazing play here. Great recovery.
So, and of course, the MVP of the game is none other than Aspect with the Brody pick earlier, having an 802 KDA with a kill percentage of 83%. So, most of the team fights nandoon siya present po, sir, with the hero damage of 37,000, third damage of 30k, and the damage taken. Nakakonti lang kasi siya nga ang nag-i-inflict ng damage against Emperor. So, good job for Aspect here, really getting the game back for the side of Eagles.
Good split on damage as well. You mentioned there's about the right amount of damage across the board. Tapos syempre, larong core, walang deaths. So now Chichi says, hold up. Sige na, ako hindi ako namatay game 1. Touche, Aspect, ikaw rin hindi ka namatay game 2. We'll see what happens in game number 3.
Just I'm just really excited how things are gonna pan out. Kasi ngayon na nga, Eagles learning into their lesson during their loss on game number 1. So let's see if that is going to be a similar feat for Emperors. Kasi this time, they are the ones in the learning phase. Pero malalaman natin yan, Leo, in just a bit. We'll be heading on to a quick break. My name is Seo once again. And with me is Leo. We'll be right back. At muli, nagbabalik tayo sa The Nationals Mobile Legends Season 2, the first franchise-based Esports League in the country. My name is Saya and with me is Leo. So, Leo, nakita natin how the Eagles made a comeback here, resetting everything around. So, this time, it's the Emperors who is in the learning phase for game number 3. So sa tingin mo, what are the certain adjustments that the Emperors have to do in order to at least get their series for this match?
That's an interesting phrase to use, the learning phase. Actually, I think it's a matter of resets now. I think it's a matter for the Emperors to just find out what they did well no game 1, tapos balikan lang nila yun. Sa totoo lang, there's not much they can learn at this point. There's always something you can learn when you lose, but sometimes isipin mo to, pag pinilit mo, para sa sakit pa lalo ulo mo and you're not gonna be able to perform, right? Like you're not gonna be able to give your best. So right now, I think it's for the Emperors with their faces in their hands, with their heads in their hands, to really just find out what worked in game number 1 and just try to replicate. Now, hindi nila magagawa yun dahil ang Eagles, ibaban out nila ang Ling. We'll see. Emperors, they're trying to go by the old draft. Tanggal Khalid. What is the next? Tanggal Tams. And then, again, tanggal Natalia, right? Like, if they do the same things, how can they expect a new result? So, they have to find out within themselves.
Agree. And I think they have to consider banning out the Brody as well, who's been very good in terms of performance nung napunta siya sa kamay ni Aspect during game number 2. So for the side of Eagles, they will be banning out Jawhead, not really wanting that ejector hindrance coming in whenever magkakaroon ng initiation ang ating Empress ngayon. So this is going to be the second ban for the Empress this time around. And as mentioned, I think it would be best if they take out Brody or at least take out someone who's been a menace to them, and they will be deciding on that Esmeralda here na understandable kasi kung nakita natin sa highlights kanina, that was also one of the pacemakers ng Eagles kanina, but actually locking down 2 members with that falling star.
Esmeralda ni Ryota. Great check there. What's the other one though? Uranus? Kahit wag na eh. Feeling ko.
Kahit wag na.
Yeah, it would be too reactive if they do that. Too reactive. So wag sila magpapagulang in that sense. Right now, I think it's a matter of also giving a great hero to JPZ. Parang yung Hilda niya kanina medyo lacking. It's odd, right? Like how is the Hilda lacking while his Atlas was worth banning? So that really puts a weird kind of perspective or a twist on what makes Emperor strong. Now, Eagles tatanggalin nila dito ng Valir ang draft na ito. I wonder if that's more of an active ban or respect ban for Rain earlier. The Emperors, they have to make a choice now kasi may isang pick na malupit ang Eagles eh. So kung magtatanggal sila ng Brody, Saya, as you mentioned, it's gotta be here right now.
Yeah, it has to be. They Eagles placed Emperors in a position wherein they are slightly pressured if ever they are going to ban out the Brody. And take note though, magkakaroon ng opening for the double Bs that coming to play, which is the Benedetta and the Brass. But looks like they are going to have that Benedetta off the board since, again, dahil nga wala dito ang Benedetta, this is another could be a Brody pick para sa side ng Eagles. They can do, ang gaya na nabanggit mo kanina, no, reset and do everything what they did during the games that they have won. So, if gagamitin ng Eagles dito ang Brody, they can do a similar feat during the number 2.
Yep. So, ang delikado dito, kung magbo-Brody ang Eagles, they could walk into a Natalia. Pero delikado pa rin kasi para sa HFE, it's not that simple. You can't Natalia first phase. It's too bold. Masyadong delikado yun. Parang naghanap ng problema para sa isang, it's like looking for a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Kasi may 4 pang pick ang Eagles, so it's not gonna be that simple. They're not gonna do it. Instead, since bukas ang Tams, give it over. Like, that's nice. Emperors, they might even play Baksha here as a tank since they now have the TAM. So, again, great start. Hindi sila nagpagulang doon sa Brody, but the Eagles might get themselves the TAM, the Baksha.
The Baksha, which is good, sana, if the Baksha was in the hands of Emperor, since that could have helped in fortifying their side lanes. But nonetheless, Baksha is going to be in the hands of Eagles, denying that fact. Kasi even though that they did not ban out the Baksha para sa Emperors, basically, nasa kanila yung yung the second and third pick advantage. So they took away the Baksha here, so as well as the Farsa. So this is nice kasi may back end dito, and at the same time meron ding a matter of assurance to protect this mage that they have. So you mentioned that they will be encountering a Natalia picture, but I like their move na not doing it in the first two picks kasi it's pretty bold, and placing it on the third is nice for the side members.
Placing it in third is like, it's lukewarm. Hindi siya mainit, hindi siya hot, hindi siya fresh. But at least it works. It's something. It'll stop at least the Farsa. Pwede niyo i-dive habang feathered airstrike. At syempre, it's a check for this Brody. Now, the Eagles, what they can do is, if they're really feeling it, is yung last two picks nila, dapat walang pake kay Natalia. Last two picks ng Eagles, pwede nilang gawin as if wala siya pake kay Natalia. But that would be too that would be too reactive. And there's one hero, I think, that doesn't care about Natalia. It's the Alice.
And that is going to be banned out by the Emperors right here, which is a good call. Then, gaya nga sabi mo kasi they needed one of those heroes that doesn't really need that much attention for a Natalia pick right here for the side ng ating Emperors. So, for the remaining two picks ng ating Eagles, they need another side lane, and if I'm not mistaken, another hero that can really help in inflicting some damage right now. So this is good, but of course Van's muna to. So Van's not gonna be out for the side. Actually, they will be banning out the Silva in here. So this is good. Let's see.
So far, alam yata ng Eagles na kung hindi mo bigyan ni si JPZ ng magandang hero, he's gonna be stuck with like an odd choice. Now, that's the Uranus banned out by the Emperor. So medyo natakot din sila kay Jake Nadog kanina. I like it. Both teams now respect each other to a point wherein everything is on the line, and because everything actually is on the line. This is for the series. This is game number 3.
Take note that this is for the side of Emperors is one of the important matches that they can have. If they win this match or the series here for the day, this can really help them at least, getting the chances into the playoffs. Kasi nga na-mention natin yung earlier on. But for the side of Eagles here, if they want to secure their spot at least into the top 4, they have to gather around the remaining points with the 5 days that we have.
Your team.
Yep. Ooh!
Oy!
Okay. Emperor's a little bit of a throwback here. Double mage. Pero core yung isa. Could be very possible. Dahil kailangan pa nila isang side laner. There's still so many choices here. For the Eagles though, they need they could use a support. And then they need one more side laner. Oh no, don't!
Oy!
Don't play with my emotions! This is gonna be full jungle saber? Parang pwede.
Yujong is available also for grabs, but okay.
This looks more likely. Parang ito na yun. So yeah, this looks better, I think.
But wait, that it's strictly for Eagles. Okay, kunat na yan, tatagalogin ko na kunat na yan. Sila naman ngayon na manggugulo with this Hilda.
Napakatigas.
Oo, with the Yuzhong as well to help into the backlines, and the mobility that he has is also great. And we've already seen a lot of scenarios wherein Yuzhong can actively do a 1v3 fight at not bumubuhay siya sa ganun. So I'm excited to see if Eagles can have that same amount of respect when using this Yuzhong. But tingnan natin kung ano magiging final pick ng Emperors.
Emperors, they need one more side laner, I think. And who might it be? Side lane Natalia? No! Wait, side lane Lunox. Oh, interesting. Okay, ganito. Eagles just build Athena's shield. That sounds right. Just build Athena's shield, call it a day. For the Emperors though, they have to be super hyperactive. As ba yun, super na nga hyperactive pa. They have to be on the aggressive side. They always have to have vision on everyone. Pero okay din naman kasi the Eagles, they have Hilda and then they have a fast rotation on the side lane back siya. This is again a hard to call match. This is a hard to call draft even. But I like how bold HFE is. This is the kind of draft that could go sideways. Again, it's very fragile. Hindi ito yung pang 5v5. But if in the first 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes, mabaon mo yung kalaban, again, because they can't move. You know everything. You can see everything. And the Emperors might be, dominating. They might have this one in the bag, but it's not that simple.
It will be taking this big amount of effort for it to work. Kasi from what the drafts of Emperors have, they have the Natalia and the Selena. So basically, they are opting for at least picking off one member from those who are far away dito sa ating Eagles. And they're also going in for some visions then with the help of the Selena sa kanyang skills. But looking at the composition of Eagles, it's very team fight oriented. So yeah, as you mentioned, aggression is going to be the play here para sa kanila. And I think also para sa Eagles, for it to work, they have the Hilda, they also have the Yuzhong here. It's going to be basically them trying to conquer out the early game. But you know what? We will be finding that out into the final game of the first match between LPE and HFE. Of course, this tournament is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board.
Here we go. Again, I just noticed during that last phase of picks for LPE, nagawa nilang yung dalawang hero yun walang paki kay Natalia. So, as good as it was, it's all right. Reggie though, ooh, what happened?
Ang agang harass coming in from Arz plus the flame shot na natamaan siya. You're trying to really pose a statement that they can be aggro. Speaking of aggro, it's gonna happen here for Eagles as the Hilda will be taking down Chi-Chi, who is not the best hero to be taken off first. And siya yung, it could be the burst damage for the side of Empress. But nonetheless, this is still too early to conclude.
Yeah, literally the worst one for them to die. That's their core. That's their Harith. That's their main source of damage.
Oh.
They want him to pop up, but right now, Ryota coming in, pati si Bimo, itong dalawa nangaasar lang. Like, this is the nightmare of such a greedy lineup. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling it greedy because it requires so much gold. They're all cores.
Yes, agree. Tama ka dyan, Leo. And again, with the Hilda and the Yuzhong in play here in the back shot, you really play mind games for the side of Emperors here. Kasi they have this thing called intuition na they could have that second thought kung ano na ba to? Team fight na ba talaga to or panggulo lang talaga sila? And speaking of team fight, they will be cornering once more the core ng ating Emperors here, denying that potential skill na pwede nilang gawin in terms of this early game, which is looking good for Eagles.
Yeah, this is miserable. Nakita mo ba yun? I think HFE, they said, "Chi, medyo mainit, man. Takbo ka muna, doon muna sa top lane." Pero nag-rotate din yung Eagles. Umikot din sila. And that's what's so nice about this lineup that they have is whatever lane their cores visit or whatever lane na piliin ni Rain at ni Jabe twistahin, parang kaya nila lumaban, kaya nila mapakpakan. And that's great on the side of the Eagles. But for Emperors, I think there's still some time to recover. They are down about 1,500 gold. Early on, wala pang 3 minutes. Turtle coming up. I do believe Aspect needs to rotate right now. Sino ba to? Si Jake the Dog, kay Aspect sa pag-rotate. Pag hinayaan nila si Kyle, that's a free turtle. Again, kahit na nandyan si Japes, kahit na nandyan si Japes, it's not as free. The smokes are not good. At least they get some breathing room. Arms is down.
Yes, Arms is down, but Hilda is also in the vicinity once more. So checking lang dito sa ating turtle side. Pero I think the play here for Eagles is to destroy the top side first and then potentially get the kill. But look at this Chi-Chi though with the low beat of health. Siya ang magiging target ngayon ni Ryota, and that's gonna be a kill coming in from the Hilda. So hindi pa sila tapos dito, but numbers do matter at this point. So Hilda will be taken down by the Toms, but that's gonna be a trade coming in. Look at that passive really popping off for that backside here. So trades are all over the board, but nonetheless, I think this can be into the game of LPE. With that feathered airstrike, enough to harass Cal to go back, and this could be a free turtle now for the Eagles.
Good order of decisions made by the Eagles. Even if it was a messy trade, ang ginawa nila doon ay basically foolproof. They cleared up top first para kahit na iwan nila yon, kahit na nandun si Kyle, basically, talo pa rin yung lane. It's still very much pushed in your favor because there's no more turret. And then next, they went to mid. And then they essentially just sealed the deal here for this turtle. Kahit na, muntik na. Again, Rain, very good with the Selena. It's a fundamentally sound Selena. Still able to throw those arrows out, but so close, ang hirap talunin ng isang jungler or core, na may retribution. So again, that's what saved the day for Aspect here. No kills for him just yet, but he hasn't died either. So it's still looking alright. Eagles ahead by 2,000 gold. So far, first turtle goes to them.
And here we have it going back with before taking their buff as that's basically the fundamental thing that you do after getting the objective or after getting some trade on your side. So right now the Farsights here is doing a pretty good job in just letting the members of Emperor stay in a way na hindi na sila mag-a-advance and mag-overextend even. Speaking of that, Ryota muli pampagulo sa side na Emperor here will be outnumbered though, and that is going to be a killing spree 3 for Lunok, which is nice kasi nakita naman natin that Harris wasn't really was always taken down by Emperor, so at least the Lunok can have a bit of frustration for that. It's Dragon form for Jake the dog here trying to pin down Kyle, but you know what, he will be having that counterplay there as he takes down Jake the dog. A bit of greedy position for the side of the Eagle.
Yep, it could have been better. They should have placed himself a little bit further para lang hindi siya masyado nabubog ng Torre. But again, I don't think Aspect was looking at him. Aspect was just thinking, Torre muna tayo, man. Torre muna. And just like that, maagawan dito si Chichi ng purple buff, and they're in prime form to take mid.
Flame Shot is going to connect to Reggie here, defeating his up by at least a bit. But this is a good thing because dahil napaback niya ng konti itong si Lunox, that is an opening for them to take that turn onto the middle side. So Chichi with a low break of health, Ryota tamang papagulo lang dito, rolls in towards him and takes that skill. Feathered airstrike, tamang at least that's for insurance policy. If ever hindi natamaan ni Dr. It goes back, he rotates really quickly. That's gonna be a trade now for Emperors to get their at their pick-off. But Brody was able to take the turtle regardless.
Walang makuha sa tatlo. I mean, for sure, if anyone was worth checking for, it would be Bimo, maybe even Ryota. Pero kung tatlo yan, Reggie, Rain, and Japes, buti nga hindi si JPZ, hindi na nag-execute eh. But again, that's just a free kill Emperors could have taken. That's why our record is still so close here, Saya. 7-6, but because of all these turrets that Eagles are pushing, they are ahead by about 3,000. It definitely should have been bigger though. I guess nakapag-farm pa dito ng bahagya sina Reggie. And again, Reggie isn't died yet. 3-0-1. That's definitely gonna be key. Having the Emperors make it to the late game because Chaos Bolts deals percentage damage. And there's so many chunky boys on the side of Eagles. That's Rbimo, Jake the Dog, and Ryota.
And
pag-asa nila, si Lunox.
Yeah, a key and also a way for this Harris to go at least online when the mid to late phase comes. Kasi right now, for the side of Emperors, they are a bit of a pinch in terms of the map control here dahil na nabanggit mo na makakabasag ng Torre ang Eagles. They have at least that amount of jungle minions para into the side of the Emperor. So kasi that Flame Shot's gonna connect, and that's gonna be a cleanup for the Brody there as well. Taking another cleanup. Feathered airstrike is going to secure another kill here, taking down the Harrods. So tuloy-tuloy na to since numbers matter as I mentioned, and it's in the favor of Eagles. So this is a potential split push coming in from them, and that is as that being said, nakakuha na nila dito ang top side, and in a while they will be getting that as well for the first strike once again to stun it down with a dragon form for the new round here, but it is not gonna take a casualty, but enough for the members of Emperors to go back. But you know what? Speaking casualty, look at that. The Forza was able to get one onto the middle side, taking down a JP.
Last turtle of the game up. I think their first target here is gonna be mid lane turret. Kaya ba? No, there's not enough minions. They're gonna have to back out and move along. What's making the Eagles lineup so good is hindi isa lang na kailangan may burst down. As the Emperors, sure, merong katatamaan ng arrow. Sure, merong matitiktikan si JPZ. And sure, Reggie deals really okay AoE, no? Lalo na para siyang marksman pag naka-chaos bolts. But really, what makes it so annoying is the fact that hindi isa lang ang pwede mo i-burst. Kung gusto mong pasukin si Aspect, dadaanan mo si Jake the Dog, dadaanan mo si Ryota. But even then, buhay ka pa ba? Kasi iniisip mo, pinasok na ni Jake the Dog yung backline mo. So, it's just great coverage for the side of the Eagles. And after a quick check on their items, they're now way ahead. About 7,000 gold? Close to 7,000 gold? This is Emperors just holding on for dear life here. Feeling ko magla-lord na to eh. I think they can still get the turtle one more time if they rotate. Hindi na dapat lumayo masyado. So parang nasasayang na dito yung strength ni JPZ. Dapat, di ba dapat parating maganda ang vision ng isang Natalia. Pero feeling ko the rest of Emperors can't even afford to leave the base as far. Hindi nila ayaw sumugod. So again, the aggression na hinaron ng Emperors, we're way past that point. 10 minutes in, or 9 minutes 30 seconds actually, we're way past that point. And it's all about damage control now. They have to recover. They have to find a way to extend the game enough para yung core nila si Chichi medyo bumawi at maging threat muli.
So the trolley here is onto the backside, maybe a potential steal, but the Brody is going to secure it with the retribution, and now comes the fight. Feathered Airstrike is going to be used right here. Gonna deplete Kyle's health, but the Brody is gonna go for the cleanup. And tinan mo dito, pumasok na kagad si Jake Tado kahit wala pa yung members ng ating Eagles. He really good show in terms of harassing the members of Emperors. He forces them to back away. And again, another free push para sa Eagles dito ang mangyari dito sa top side. But right now, Bimo on a long break of the health, though was able to escape, and that feathered airstrike was just so tiny, getting down one, but the trade is gonna happen here as the Lunox will be taking down the Farsa as well.
Si Reggie nga talaga ang pag-asa. I mean, Kyle gets bursted down, JPZ, it's so fragile. The whole idea of Natalia is just so fragile. Kailangan mo talagang ma-dominate yung kalaban. Dapat parati kang ahead. So, yeah, if it's talking about what chance Eagle has, or sorry, Emperors have against the Eagles, it's off of Reggie. Kailangan nalang timingin na si Reggie naka-uptime. Tapos, medyo malayo si Ryota at saka si Arus para hindi sayang. I do believe it comes down to the, how do you say, prioritization, target prioritization dito ni Reggie.
Agree, but the thing is, Eagles here, kung papansin mo, they're already clumped up together, only leaving either the Yuzhong down, to actually go to the next. So, okay, the Lord is going to take down, but the trade here is real, as Eagles will be taking the bottom side and the mid as well. So, kaya nga nabanggit mo, the prioritization in terms of target ang pwede mangyari sa Emperor. But here, Eagles going together, not really going far off kasi gusto nila magkaroon din ng any response, especially when they are, you know, at least in a bit of a pinch in terms of health. So, mahirap magkaroon ng priority target dito ang Emperors, knowing also that Taharet hindi siya makagalaw ng maayos dito eh. Dahil napipigilan siya, if not Jake the Dog, Bimo will also do that part. So, yeah, there is a slight hope for Emperors here if they are able to at least take down, let's say, Arbs dito into the map. But that's difficult kasi naka-place si Farsa dito into the back end. So it's going to be Natalia that could do the trick into that stuff. And Reggie here, pag naka-position siya na maayos, can go for the damage to that.
Oh, parang gusto yata nila dito. Chichi!
Again, as early off the board, right here, so another card gonna be out. Pero look at this, Jake the Dog and Team will just go in aggressively, no hesitation, despite them having that low health. Ibig sabihin, napaka-confident na nila in terms of being makunat dito sa ating game. And look at that, Arms is inflicting damage to Feathered Airstrike. He drove them off, and look at it, not binding the world. Goes for the bait, still to get the Thomas away, and this is going to be game 3 for the Eagles.
Napakaganda sana ng idea na linatag dito ng Emperors, but again, fundamentals are just gonna get you so far. Bimo, I don't think that's the right meme, but yes, he still won. Congratulations. Si Panda, tinamo si Coach Panda na sila, very busy. He's like, yep, alright, pagalitan ko kayo mamaya, but I guess this is a win. Congratulations once more to the Eagles. HFE, still, they get 1 point. That's 1 out of the 15 they could have potentially gotten, and now, what's the max now? Say 12, 13?
12, 13.
Tough.
Yeah,
Tough.
very Yes, the winning conditions for Emperors to go on to the playoffs is slim, pero I don't want to discredit them. They still, but at least for this match, it proves naman that there is a heavy influence having a new coach here. They are more fortified in terms of how they pick their drafts, and meron it was just a bit of ano, I could have said na sana nagkaroon sila ng ganitong post at an earlier pace. But nonetheless, this is going to be the post-game stats for our game 3 here.
Yep, again, this is a cut and dry result. BMO, our MVP, again, just being a thorn on the side of the Emperors. Lahat ng kinamumuhian or ayaw gawin ng Emperors, si BMO ang may sala. Again, single targets, right? JPZ, Rain, they want to be able to hit one person. Hindi nila magawa dahil naka-block parati si BMO. And of course, I apologize for Cups. Ryota is the same way. Ryota can do the same job. So parang dalawa ang bodyguards dito ng Eagles, and that just made the lineup on Emperors all the more worse. And how perfect was that na perfect nila yung lineup nila or nagawa nila to during the later half. Doon nila kinuha yung Hilda. So parang back siya, tank? No, son, side lane lang yan. Meron pa tayong Hilda dito. And that was the key here for the Eagles to get it. And of course, Aspect did not die. So ang dami nilang nilatag na resources or ang dami nilang ginagasta para mapatay si Arvs. Pero yun nga hindi nila pinapansin yung Brody, yung totoong core dito ng LPE, si Aspect. And again, they just ran away with the game.
Basically, Brody here was just a silent killer for the side of Eagles. And kung mapapansin mo, ang laging nakikita natin sa ating highlights, which we will be previewing right now, is that Brody here, it doesn't, parang he goes for a kill with style. And speaking of style here, it's making Ryota and Bimo go on the front lines para sila ang mapansin. Para si Brody dito ang kumuha ng ating kill, which is what happened onto the highlights right now. Pero this time, it's actually the Hilda and if I'm not mistaken, it was also Brody who took that that buff, and Hilda just went there being a menace as usual. There were some highlights wherein the Emperors got their respective kills as well with the Lunox. No, it's just that the Eagles really had it going. And also, note that flame shots, napakasintado nila doon, and that really helped in depleting the health of the side of Emperors here.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, ang pagbabalik ng flame shot at ang pagbabalik dito ng execute Hilda. Usually, we see Hildas these days with flickers para makapasok at makuha nilang ult. But this time, it's more of just finishing off already dying opponents. And that's what you get. That's what you should do against a lineup like this na wala silang totoong tank. Diba, malambot yan Yung post 5 Natalia, malambot rin yan So burst them down, execute. Same with the Harriet, same with the Lunox, same with the Tams even, para hindi siya mapag-regen. And our MVP, of course, by the numbers, and if you do watch the game, makikita mo na ito nga talaga ang nararapat MVP. It's BMO. 71% kill participation. Pretty lethal himself, 327. May stacks ang power of wildness nitong Hilda na to. And able to tank 72k. So, sumalo ka man ng Zaman Force, sumalo ka man ng Abyssal Arrow, lahat na may pagbakbakan ka pa sa ilalim ng Torre, BMO got you covered. This is a great pickup, a great series by LPE so far.
Agree. And it just goes to show how BMO really well utilized the Hilda dito. Pwede siyang manakit at pwede din siyang masaktan dito. But nonetheless, it was used pretty well for the side of Eagles here. And this is going to be the result for today with the Eagles having that 2-1 with our first match. So mamaya makikita na natin ang bakbakan ng Brent Pro versus Smart Omega, of course, with the women's side of the house.
Oh, that one's gonna be
pretty intense.
Something else. Oo, kasi ano yan, essentially Clash of Titans yan Again,
yes.
Looking at the scoreboard right now, no, Olympians and the E-Pro, they are equal, but think about it this way. Saya, mas maraming games ang E-Pro. So, Olympians have a chance because we are gonna have to even this out. So, Olympians are potentially, they still have more points to get. Look at this. Total of 16 games played by Olympians. Brenny Pro played a total of 18 so far. So, yeah, if E-Pro want to secure their position in the playoffs or even more so. Parang mas lalo lang i-claim na sila nga ang malakas. They have to show SMO something here. They have to give him at least 3 games and win or i-2-0 nila yung SMO. That would be great.
Indeed. But syempre, hindi mahayaan ng ating Smart Omega to na makuha nila yon ng ganun kadali lang. Kasi sila nga ang nag-leading sa ating charts and they would want to go for more. But you know what,
No doubt.
guys? We will be seeing that second match for the Stay to the Nationals in a quick bit. But for now, this is for us. My name is Sayan. With me is Leo, and the Nationals will be right back.